Welcome back to the Republic of Arsenal. In this episode, I'm gonna name my Arsenal all-time starting 11. It's something I've wanted to do for a while, and it's always interesting. I feel to get somebody's all-time Arsenal team and compare. There's always the same names mentioned. Um, I'm sure when I go through mine, a lot of people will probably have picked the same, but I'd imagine there'll be players that I'm going to pick that a lot of people wouldn't pick for various different reasons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick my starting 11 and I'm going to pick a couple of subs. I'm going to go 7 subs. I think that's what we go nowadays. It's so hard to know with all this COVID going on and the subs changing and that. But we're going to go formation. I'm going to go starting 11 and I'm going to pick 7 subs. So I'll start off with the formation. So I'm a little bit of the older school, but a bit more of new school as well, if that makes any sense. As in, I kind of started out supporting Arsenal, kind of more so coming into the Arsene Wenger era. It was the end of the sort of George Graham, a little bit of Bruce Rioch, but most of my Arsenal memories, like a lot, would be the Arsene Wenger era. So the formation for me, I'm going to go with the 4-4-2, a formation you don't really see an awful lot, especially not at Arsenal. My favourite formation. It actually frustrates me so much nowadays seeing the formations that teams go with, and I understand why. I understand the game has evolved and that, but at times I'm just sitting there going, can we not just play 4-4-2? Last night, for example, against Newcastle, crying out for the second striker. Laka completely up there, isolated by himself. But look, that's a different conversation for a different video. So I'm going to go 4-4-2 as my formation. I guess I'll pick a manager. I'll go obviously Arsene Wenger. So Arsene Wenger is going to manage my team. The goalkeeper, again, the generation I'm sort of from, there's sort of two goalkeepers that are kind of obvious for me to go with. I missed out on the Pat Jennings and the Bob Wilson era. So obviously for me, it was going to be David Seaman or Jens Lehmann. Jens Lehmann is a really good choice because he was part of the Invincibles. He was a great goalkeeper, German international. Did really well for Borussia Dortmund before he came to us. Great keeper, absolute madman as well. So he's a character. But it's David Seaman for me. Again, I want my first pick to be slightly more old school. He's part of the kind of original Arsenal team that I grew up with. So, absolute legend, England's number one, great goalkeeper. So I've good memories of David Seaman. So David Seaman in the net for me. The left back might be a little bit of a controversial one. A name that's probably not top of every Arsenal fan's Christmas card list. I'm going to go Ashley Cole, or as he later became known, Cashley. Did the dirt on us bad, did a lot behind our backs, went to Chelsea for the money, but there's no denying when he played for us, he was a super left back. I would argue while he played for us, he was the best left back in the world. So I'm trying to remember him with fond Arsenal memories. So look, as a player, I put him in my team. Again, I'm not going to be sending him any Christmas cards or anything because of what he did, but he was a good player, no denying. Now, centre back pairing, obvious choice, Mr. Arsenal. Arsenal through and through. Our captain, Tony Adams. I mean, who else? Who else are you going to pick? I can't imagine anybody's best Arsenal 11, not including Tony Adams. So Tony Adams in there, he's my captain. We're going to have to put Sol Campbell beside him. Again, brilliant defender, absolutely brilliant. And he scores major points for signing for us on a free from Spurs. Major points. So again, that'd be a partnership if you could have that nowadays. There's no getting by those two guys. So you got Tony Adams and Sol Campbell. The right back, this is a difficult one. I thought about going Lee Dixon, but I'm after going to go. I'm gonna have to go with Lorraine on this one. And again, a lot of people probably would have gone Lee Dixon. But for me, Lorraine, yeah, I just love Lorraine as a player. Again, part of the Invincibles. When he first signed for us, he wasn't even a right back. He was, I think, he was a right winger, converted to a right back, and was a bloody good one. So took over brilliantly from Lee Dixon, and the stories go that he was actually a pretty good boxer as well, and was said that if he didn't make it in football, he could have had a professional boxing career. So again, anyone knows me, big fan of martial arts. I've done MMA, I've done kickboxing. He was a boxer and a high level one at that, so he scores points for me. So Lorraine is my right back. So now the midfield, so the central midfield pair I'm going with, again, pretty much a no-brainer. I'd imagine 99% of people are going to have Patrick Vieira. Again, great captain, great talisman for us, an absolute machine. How could you not put Vieira in there? It's the partner beside Vieira is where it gets a little bit more difficult. Again, this one, there was so many names I could have put in there. Uh, I thought about Manuel Petit because of the partnership they had. For me, Petit just didn't give us enough years for me to go with him. Gilberto Silva was another one I really strongly thought of. Again, the invisible wall. Gilberto, one of those players, did so much, but you didn't quite realise what he was doing at the time. Um, I'm going to go with Fabregas on this one. Fabregas, broke into the team, 16 years of age, just quality player. Look, he was always going to go back to Barcelona at some point. It's just kind of what these Barcelona academy guys do. You can fully understand. So I hold no grudges towards Fabregas for moving on at some point. It killed me to see him come back to the Premier League and end up at Chelsea. But as the stories go, and I've listened to an interview with Fabregas himself, he wanted the move back to Arsenal, but it was Arsenal kind of left him high and dry. So they said, "Yeah, we're interested," and then they kind of left him hanging, and he was looking for a move. Chelsea can't call him. What can you do? Wanted to come back to London. It's understandable. Absolute shame we never took him back, but yeah. So I'm going to go Vieira, Fabregas. On the left wing, I'm going to go with Robert Pires. So again, Pires, just brilliant player for us. Kind of just old school, direct, got the ball, ran down the line, went that goal. You know, just brilliant player. Player that surprised me. He came over from Marseille. Didn't think he would adapt to the English game the way he did. Just still involved with the club nowadays. Just an absolute legend. So Pires, pretty easy one. The right wing, this is a more difficult one now. Again, thought about Ray Parlour just because he's again Romford Pele, Arsenal legend. Thought about Freddie Ljungberg, again just absolute legend. I'm gonna go Alexis Sanchez on this one, and this is probably one where a lot of people probably won't agree with me. But for me, Alexis Sanchez, like, what can you say? Again, didn't leave in the best way, but I'm keeping my picks based on how they performed for us while they were at the club, not what they went on to do on us with regards to leaving and whatever else. You couldn't argue, like, the guy was just absolutely amazing while in an Arsenal shirt, like just brilliant. He carried us at times. I would say definitely one of Arsene Wenger's best ever signings, 100%. Like, just unbelievable player while he was there with us. So I'm going to go Sanchez on that one. Now the forwards, these are going to be again pretty simple. Probably what everyone's going to pick. Dennis Bergkamp, have to go Dennis Bergkamp. Again, like, what do you even need to say about Dennis Bergkamp? I think everyone who has any association with Arsenal knows who Dennis Bergkamp is and what he means to the club. Simple pick. And then again, Thierry Henry alongside Dennis Bergkamp. Look, record top goal scorer. In my eyes, my favourite player of all time. Even being Irish, even the handball for France against Ireland. Again, like I said, this is solely based off of an Arsenal perspective, what he did for the club, so I don't take any of that other stuff into account. I know a lot of Irish Arsenal fans lost a lot of love for Henry over that, and completely understandable. But as I said, in an Arsenal shirt, no denying, in my eyes, best player we've ever had, best player the Premier League has ever seen, best goal scorer at least. Anyway, so yeah, that's my 11. The subs bench, I'm gonna have to check my notes for this one because yeah, like that, I have 7 names. Again, it's hard. It is actually hard to narrow it down. Like whatever about the 11, if you're picking a subs bench as well. So as the goalkeeper, I'm gonna go Jens Lehmann. Again, obvious reasons. It's kind of the two keepers of sort of my generation. Colo Toure, I'm going to go centre half. Again, invincible, brilliant player. Invincible with Arsenal and Celtic, so complete legend. Lauren Koscielny, again, Koscielny is going to be one of those. He's going to completely divide opinion, but as I said, he kind of tarnished his legacy, his 9 years with the club. While he was there for the 9 years leading up to whatever happened at the end when he forced the move, he was a complete professional. He gave us all. He was a good captain, and he was a good player for us. And again, one of those players kind of we signed. I don't think we all had great expectations for him when he came from Lorient, but he went on to be an immense player for us. Then I'm going to go Ian Wright because look, it's Ian Wright. You know what I mean? It's just you have to have Ian Wright. I mean, Ian Wright, come on. I don't even know. Like, there's so much you could say that it just doesn't even need to be said. Ian Wright. Then I'm gonna go Freddie Ljungberg. Again, Freddie Ljungberg, just class player. I'm gonna throw Liam Brady in there, and this one again. I wasn't lucky enough to be of the Liam Brady era, but I've seen all the clips, I've seen the highlights. I'm Irish. I know all about Liam Brady, his association with Arsenal. I know what he means to the club. I know all the work he's done for the club, for the youth sides as an ambassador, all that. So I've got to put Liam Brady in there. And then the final one, and I'm probably going to get crucified for this one, but I don't care. He was a good player. Snake, yeah, but Van Persie, I'm going to give him the last spot on the bench. I'm partially going to leave him on the bench because I know it'll piss him off because he won't get on the pitch. But no, look, good player. Love him, hate him. Good player. So look, just a fun little video, just to run through, my all-time, I guess you call it Arsenal squad, because I did my formation, I did my manager, I did my starting 11, and my 7 subs on the bench. So look, throw the comments at me. Let me know. Do you agree with who I have in the team? Do you disagree? Let me know who you put in your team. Give me stick for some of the players I put in my team. Whatever you have to do. Let me know. Let me know who I could be including, should be including. Whatever. Throw the comments in. Hit that like button. Hit subscribe. Share this video if you feel like it. And get all your mates to have a look and say, look, this guy picked Ashley Cole and Van Persie. But yeah, so thanks for watching again, guys. So come on, you Gunners.